Hello, trading is closed on July 31st, 2025. We'll start with our disclaimer, go over our calls, then make our predictions. It's my plan for tomorrow, August 1st. Remember, it's a plan which I can change. I can be completely wrong, so trade at your own risk. From early August through the middle of September, I get a lot of personal business. I might not be able to watch the market intraday. Certainly some days won't be able to watch it at all. I'm not certain I'm going to risk my own money on my calls tonight. I'm still going to do the videos for the next month and a half, but I'm not going to be able to watch the market intraday every day. So if you're going to risk your money, keep in mind, I'm not going to get the type of feel I like to think I normally get. Okay, this is a pattern with the early low. Tomorrow has the early high. We said this. We said it was possible that we overtake the all-time high from earlier in the week, despite Woodson's call, and it was entirely possible that we hit the 64.7821 Fibonacci price target. Not in the day, of course. Well, we did overtake the previous high, so we got that. And once we did that, we had some support levels. Here's our diamond on stilts. We gapped over the support resistance level of the origin of the left stilt, tested that, and then went up. So at this point, we have the pattern where you're over support and support's holding. Then that broke. The next support level is the FOMC announcement price. That broke too. And that tells you something funny's going on. We did recover. A little drop over. It doesn't bother me too much, although I know something's wrong. And then the bottom falls out. So this is not the type of pattern you want to see if we're going to keep going up. Although, again, it could all be reversed tomorrow. We have two valid support levels, each of which did not hold. The good thing is we have resistance here, and we didn't have support here. We closed over it. So we didn't seal the deal. Futures are already down. We could seal the deal at tomorrow's open, but that hasn't happened yet. We did get a sell signal in the afternoon. The target printed immediately, so it didn't really help that much. This is one of my patterns. You have a reversal bar involving the upper Bollinger Band when the band's flat. Assuming you don't reverse it immediately tomorrow, that gives us a target of a challenge of the lower band, and the lower band's around 6,200 now. Now the band moves, and in percentage terms, 6,200 isn't that far away, but still it's a negative pattern unless it's reversed immediately. And it tells us if we do get follow-through, at some point we're going to come close to this lower band, which is around 6,200. Well, we're still having trouble clearing this resistance area. We went over it and just couldn't hold it. And we had this support area, which we broke through. That was impressive, but we couldn't hold that either. We also have the high day in the first 5 minutes, low day in the last 5 minutes. That's all negative stuff. Now, I think we could still be in the ambit of the FOMC announcement price. We already had a three-leg whipsaw. It's not rare to have a five-leg whipsaw, which this could be. And if it is a five-leg whipsaw, we're going to get support here. And that we don't know yet. But unless we reverse this promptly, we're going to probably have another 100 handles or so on the downside. Could we reverse this promptly? Anything's possible because we have an important economic report coming out tomorrow, and that can take us anywhere. Well, Friday's pattern has the early high regardless of where we open. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. Failure is a straight line drop. Non-farm payroll report comes out before the open tomorrow. Tends to be a market mover. I can't predict a response to such reports. with any degree of accuracy that can take us anywhere. We broke through support and printed the reversal bar involving the upper band while the band was flat, and unless reversed promptly, it targets a challenge. It doesn't have to be a touch, but the challenge of the lower band, about 100 plus handles lower. In addition, the high a day was in the first 5 minutes and low a day in the last. It's negative as well, but the signal's ameliorated because we couldn't close under midday lows. None of these lows held at the close. Bears need to follow through promptly at the open to keep the decline intact. Futures are already down, so they probably will, but that doesn't tell us where we open. The picture looks bad for the bulls, but the NASDAQ McClellan oscillator is under its lower Bollinger Band. It hasn't reversed yet, but if we do reverse sharply, this should reverse through the band, gives a buy signal. So if you're a bear, you're not out of the woods yet. You have to avoid gapping up sharply. I'm going to wait for the open to make a plan for tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to trade early next week due to personal business. I might not even trade tomorrow because I won't be around to close out a position. I need to hold it overnight. I don't always hold stuff overnight, but sometimes I do. So I might not trade tomorrow. I'm certainly not going to trade early next week. This is eventually going to resolve higher. We have some higher prices in futures that should print at some point. We have much higher targets for the end of the year. And I think a decline here might stop somewhere around 6,200, which percentage terms is like 2%. So right now it looks bad. But if we gap up, reverse promptly, we could even take this out. You just don't know what's going to happen when these reports come out. So pending the response to the report, it's a negative pattern. It's a rejection of the move to a new high. Sentiment indicators, which have been a concern for me, really aren't as bad as they used to be. In fact, one of them, if we have a drop, one of the indicators I watch is going to probably give a buy. So if we do have a drop in the early part of next week, I think we're going to recover. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit through it, and it doesn't mean I'm going to hold the position if I'm not around to close it out if it goes against me. So it's the pattern with the early high. Usually it's a rally day. Failure is a straight line drop. Should be done. Sometimes it doesn't make clear which it is until Monday's open. That's why I might not even trade it. But it's usually feast or famine. Usually it's a rally day and negates this whole big thing. But if it drops, it's a straight line drop. We usually find out pretty near the open tomorrow, but sometimes you have to wait until Monday's open. And that is today's call.